So what's going on, guys? It's Triple G here, back with another Borderlands 3 video, and today we have a new build. It's called Vortex Zane. Now this build is incredibly fun, still has all the damage that you might expect with Zane, but also is a bit of a meme and is a ton of fun. Guys, if you enjoy this video, please consider subscribing to the channel or join us over on Twitch. We stream 5 times a week, and otherwise, let's get straight into that video. So Vortex Zane is a pretty simple build. We are building around a particular shield interaction, and what we're also going to be doing is we're going to be building around a known build that I have already with AFK Zane. So we have respect the build around this new shield. So let's start with the build itself. So first of all, we're going to be going down and capstoning the red tree so that we get double barrel, so that when we use our clone, we're going to have a ton of mayhem scaling damage that goes through to the clone, which is going to make the light shows when we put it in the clone's hands really powerful. Now you can see here I've got 3 points in my class mod from Donnybrook, but that's the only thing that you should need to pay attention to at this point in time. Then we have 0 points in the green tree. This is the biggest difference from AFK Zane, so one to take note here. Then the replacement points that we did take from AFK Zane, we've put into the purple tree. So 5 points into Man of Focus. I really like this skill when we're using the light show. The light show's little like circle, if you will, when it fires, really closes in real nice when you have these skill points in. 5 points in commitment, obviously, because the damage. This point here, fugitive, was a spare point. So if you do not want to sprint and shoot at the same time, then you can put this anywhere you want. In terms of the blue tree, no real shocks here. 5 points into violent speed, 5 points into violent momentum. You know, the usual suspects here. Again, you could put death follows close in here for that extra point if you wanted to give Zane's kill series that extra effect duration. I felt like we didn't really need it for what we were doing, but again, you could put that point there if you needed. In terms of augmentation, I really do like the cryo cannon, and we have chosen brain drain here. I would normally take proliferation, but we didn't go that far down the tree. And of course, the augmentation for the red tree is which one's real, which is really nice, and then double banger, which again is really nice. In terms of the gear, you can kind of do what you want with the gear. So we've got a plasma core. I highly recommend having a DNA, as it has been recently buffed and it's real nice. Whenever we're giving anything to the clone, we're going to be giving him the light show. I would recommend in this save file, which I'll include in my Discord. There's a ton of different light shows here. Just remember that the clone doesn't take the benefit of most of the anointments, so the anointment system is really going to be for you. So I have next to max radiation on a cryo light show just for the maximum efficiency, and a sandhawk as well for the clone as well. Then the Fiesta Resistance is the Void Riff shield itself. In order for this to work, you need the Void Riff shield and you need action skill start. This can be found at the Dustbound archives. I have a video on it, which I will link in the description below. It's a 15% drop rate, but you do need to get the right anointment, so it can be a bit of a pain. Then we have our Seeing Dead here, pistol damage and SMG damage. These are just kind of for me, for when I'm moving around, really. But 3 points into Donnybrook, and then the 2 points into the fire rate. Icebreaker Victory Rush, because where would I be without it? And then it's Piss Grenade. Now we don't actually throw our grenade ourselves. Our clone will throw grenades now and again. Now what I would recommend to do here is actually swap this around for maybe another ASC, because we're going to be using our Mantis cannon quite a lot. If you swap this around, then you're going to take advantage of the ASCs. Just remember to not double down on the ASC. So if I was going to do that, I might mix it up and put a shock fire light show here, or something with a different ASC on it, just to make sure I don't actually double down on them, so that we mess up our ASC. So I'll probably pick this one for now. So let's go over the Void Rift specifically then. So it has 3 separate abilities. It has an Impaler, which will mean that when it takes bullet damage, it will fire spikes back to those enemies to deal damage, and it does really good damage. We have the Black Hole, which is kind of where this shield really excels. It will create a singularity every time that we press the action skill. So for example, our Mantis cannon or our clone. And it also has a Nova, which is slightly delayed, which will go off, which is a Cryo Nova. So it has what the Frozen Heart has, for example, which is what we used on AFK Zane, but it doesn't freeze every time. But the Singularity and the Impaler more than makes up for that. So if you are used to using the Frozen Heart on most of my builds, which you should be, then this is actually better. I will be using this shield on Shoulder of Fortune, which is another Zane build. So let's see it in action then. So what we're going to do is we're just going to be pressing our Mantis Cannon around enemies. And you can see here that these enemies, that they just got killed from the delayed Nova. So this guy's actually immune to the Nova, so, or at least resistant. So he's a badass. So the badass guys you can stagger, but eventually they will just get pulled around here. And as you can see, you completely immobilize an enemy. If we run down to these guys again, we'll press our Singularity and you completely immobilize them. You can put these guys into groups of players. We ran into the Guardian takedown and we were literally just pulling enemies off the map. It is really, really fun. And as you can see, it still packs damage. When we want to shoot, we still have a ton of damage as well. The other thing to note is that when you do deploy your clone is going to get a copy of the shield. So when he does lose his shield, he's going to create that Singularity effect himself. And then the Nova is going to go off just afterwards. And don't forget as well, the clone himself is going to have times 31 damage-ish from the Mayhem scaling. So that is it for today's video, guys. We will be including the save file on the Discord, so please look out for the link in the description. If you have enjoyed this video, please consider subscribing to the channel or join us over on Twitch. We stream 5 times a week. And otherwise, I'll catch you on the flip.